Right now.
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 Right.
Right now.
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 Right now. Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Because it's time to write now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Right now.
Writer, welcome back to another daily writing stream. Day 750 and many, many more streams to come. Today, I'm going to continue work on the second draft of The Last Scarecrow. The first half of the book is in the hands of beta readers, and now I'm going to continue work on wrapping up the back half of the book, so that way the Scarecrow and the characters make sense. So that's what I got going on today. We're going to be doing not one, not two, but 3 writing sprints. So we're going to make some progress today, and let's see what we see. And by the way, if you're new here, welcome back. I'm Kaufman, daily writing streamer, dragon enthusiast, and I'm on a mission to help you with the writing process. So let's do it. I'm ready, and let's get into it. So as we can see, I already have my writing software all set up here, and I am eager. I am eager to hop into some good writing vibes. Like, let's see what we can accomplish. So, let's see. I've actually already been getting some writing work done today as I've been reviewing earlier drafts of Scarecrow. But I'm going to push. I need to get myself into the writing vibe. Once again, Act 3 is super dark, so I need to get myself in. I think I know how I'm trying to navigate this one chapter review or this one chapter revision, but we'll see. We'll see. So let's do it. Let's hop into this first sprint, and then I'll check back in during the break. All right, so whether you're writing, editing, revising, author branding, or something in between, come join because it's time to write now. All right. How did that first writing sprint treat you? Were you able to make any progress that time? It sounds like a couple of y'all were getting some good like ideas, words, and strategies in that time. So I felt pretty good on my end. It's kind of interesting. Like it's taking me a second to switch my to turn my gears back to this part of the book. I don't know why, like this chapter, these two chapters in particular, I was, I don't know if struggling was the right word, but I was going back and forth. And I remember this before I stopped. I've been going back and forth on how I wanted to tackle the chapter because it's like, in the last draft of this chapter, they're going through this this area where it's kind of like a nightland. It's called the Nightlands. They're going through this area where basically the souls of all of the creatures have basically been turned into light. Um, and it's I created it as this really interesting action chapter, and I'm really trying to, before I even get to the action, I'm really trying to make sure that it's the reasoning for what's going to happen is still tied into Scarecrow's core journey, as Scarecrow's journey at this point in the novel is getting darker. The Scarecrow in Act Two is very lighthearted, so I'm just trying to make sure that it kind of matches his descent at this part of the book, like. Yeah, and I'm just trying to make sure that it matches. It's interesting. And essentially their dynamic, the group's dynamic is just so different. So I'm trying to make sure I getting it right. It's hard because it's such a different mindset that I've been in from Act Two. I don't know why. I'm like, I got so used to Scarecrow being so upbeat. I got so used to him being so upbeat in Act Two, and now he's basically been pushed. He's really been pushed down. Like Scarecrow is a very enthusiastic, upbeat character, and he's been punished very, very severely for it. And I think Act Three is the first time in the book that we're kind of see Scarecrow getting getting darker in a sense and giving up hope because he's tried time and time again. So it's just it's interesting. But awesome. It's awesome that you guys are making some progress. Lynn, always good to see you, my friend. Did some grammar editing in yours. Grammar's always good. It's interesting. I was reading through I was reading through Act Two a little earlier, and as I'm going through it, I'm like, all right, want to fix some of these grammar things. I feel like anytime I read through a draft, I start fixing, doing like minor fixes. Character names are always fun, Cheryl. Character names are fun. If you have any fun character names, you can totally throw them out in the chat. I'm sure we have a lot of really creative writers around here if you're trying to figure out character names or like why character names represent the way they do. I kind of go back and forth. Half the character names in my world are all animal. I just stick with the animal names. But it makes sense since most of the characters have basically forgotten their names. What's interesting is both of our characters, Mr. Crow and Pebble, neither of them actually remember their names. Pebble 100% does not remember her name. Pebble was given that a nickname by Scarecrow and Crow when they first met, but it stuck with her. Nice, Calvin. And by the way, Calvin, I know you had put your story out. That was actually really, really cool. That's awesome that you're pushing and making progress on it. Penumbra, yeah, it is. It's a little terrifying. Like I think it is like the area that they're in is terrifying, but I'm setting it up like I'm setting it up to be haunting terrifying. And I've really tried to set it up where they've traveled deep down into this cavernous area where they're traveling through, it's a field of grass, but it's like crystalline grass. It's like the grass itself is almost like glass. And then they're above them is a night sky full of stars. Um and it feels peaceful. It's like hauntingly peaceful. And where we just have such different personalities as they're traveling through it because we have Scarecrow, Pebble the Pixie, Gore the Grizzly Bear, and a Lady Skunk. And the characters are very, it's just a very interesting mix. such an interesting personality mix at this point in the book. We have Scarecrow, who's kind of losing hope. We have Pebble, who's very much Pebble. Pebble's trying to, it's interesting, Pebble's trying to now be more upbeat because Scarecrow's losing hope. And then Gore is kind of just like the storyteller, and kind of gets lost in his stories. And then Lady Skunk is basically like a little bit more of the hard ass of like, all right, shut up and follow me. Thanks, Cheryl. I appreciate that. You know, trying to push, you know what, trying to hit that May 15th deadline. One step at a time. Wow, Calvin, you're making some good progress, my friend. That's actually really, really awesome. That's really great. I need to be better about setting when I'm doing my streams this week. Maybe I'll set consistent times for Thursday through Sunday. Granted, the Saturday and Sunday streams I always do almost the same time. The majority of the time, so I feel pretty good about my weekend streams. Ooh, Mama, that sounds cool. You have an assassin named Darcinda, meaning kindness, an artistic one, but she prefers Darcy, meaning dark one or dark-haired one. I love the I love the understanding behind that. It's actually really cool. That's really cool. You know what's interesting, Mom Maggie, is the initial feedback from my beta reader so far from Act 1. I feel like once people get through Act 2, it's once again going to be that decisive mix. People are either going to they're either going to be Team Mr. Crow because Mr. Crow's eccentric, or they're going to be Team Pebble because she's like feisty little pixie. It's such a funny thing. I've created such a fun contrast between the two characters. Yeah, Calvin, that's probably smart. And honestly, that's probably a good idea. So like go finish it, get through some of the edits, and then repost the new video. So that way you don't have to like keep reposting or filming the same video. Awesome. All right, well, that's the first sprint. So let's hop into sprint number 2 of 3. Let's see, 150. So let's do sprint number 2. Let's go 30 minutes. We're going to up it slightly. Let's get in some ideas, some words, and see what we see. I'm looking forward to it, Mom Maggie. Oh, so cool! I know this week's so busy with the marathon. I love that Team Manic Pixie. All right, so let's do it. Let's get into writing sprint number 2. And I believe in us. Let's see if I can do that. We'll just do that. There we go. I have to make sure I got this like. All right, so let's do it. Let's see what we can get. Writing sprint number 2. Whether you are writing, editing, revising, author branding, brainstorming, or you're just hanging out, come join us because it's time to write now. All right, writing sprint 2 done. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I feel like I was able to make some good progress that time as well. Interesting. I'm kind of pushing into the character beats a little bit. Oh man, it's so crazy getting back into these characters. I think because I was revising Act 2 for so long, I was like, it's just when you get to such a different part of the book, it's like taking me a second, and I'm like, okay. Not only am I getting back to the characters, they're at such different character beats as well. I would say Lady Skunk's the only like real new character that I'm developing at this point in the novel. So it's super cool. How'd that writing sprint treat you though? Were you able to hopefully make a little bit of progress? Hopefully you got a couple words in, maybe some ideas or something else in between. I was like, time for a quick writing break. I knew it. I was like, make sure to stretch. Oh, man, I think what I'm trying to do with this chapter is I'm trying to make sure that I'm building up enough tension while also developing Scarecrow's character. I'm at a point in the book where you can no longer have just like world building, just a world build. Everything that happens has to be pushing and making the stakes harder for the characters, especially where I'm at. I'm about 65% of the way into the book right now, 65 to 70% with where I'm currently at, and you just stakes have to get they just has to get more and more difficult. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that I'm balancing that correctly with what's about to happen, what they're about to encounter. Nice, Calvin. That's good that you're able to get through a full beat. Sounds like you made a little bit of progress as well, which is nice. I was like, I don't think I got through a full beat. I think I like rewrote slash revised the one beat that I was on like just a little bit. I feel like I got some words in, which was nice. Yeah, it's just kind of interesting. I think I like the direction that I'm going. There was one bit of this past chapter that I was just kind of mixed on. I feel like I'm probably gonna have to fix that in the revision, in the draft 3 revision of this chapter. But I think I do like the direction that this chapter is going. I think I just need to transition it correctly into the action beat that I'm about to get to. I'm actually pretty sure that the action beat that I had from the last draft was actually decent, but I have to get rid of an extra character that I had originally in the last draft. Yeah, the last draft we originally kept. I had another character with them, the snake, and I decided to make the snake's character smaller so I could put more emphasis and focus on the 4 characters instead of having. I think I had 6 characters in this chapter originally, and I cut down on 2 of the characters at this part of the story. Mm, you're afraid the beat may be too long. Yeah, I mean I can totally relate with you on having too long of story beats. I think that's a hard one because I think you have to finish writing out the beat, and then after reading it, whether reading it aloud, reading it to yourself, figuring out like why do you think it's too long? Does it feel like it's taking too long to get to like the character motivation? When I have beats that are too long, I kind of ask myself, like, what's the intent? Like the same thing, Calvin. I'm dealing with the same thing with this chapter. I'm having to ask myself, like, okay, so what is the intent of the chapter? What are the character motivations? And like, I can't have beats in this chapter that are unnecessary, but I do need to build tension. And I can't just build tension with world building. I have to build tension with character development because that's where the characters are currently at. Um, Yeah, I was like, I don't think I'm moving. Am I moving the plot? I'm moving Scarecrow's plot forward, but I don't think I'm moving the plot itself forward until the next chapter. Yeah, because we're about to, about to introduce some fun, some more kooky carrot creatures. Cap. You like whiplash from the comedic bits, the dramatic bits. Fantastic. Yeah, I think that's what I'm dealing with too, Cap. I whiplash from like the more like optimistic to now like the darker bits. Mm. Well, I mean, you could just keep going and like know that the story will end up over 10,000, and then just plan on cutting back. I mean, clearly I think my original goal for Scarecrow is for it to be a 120,000 word novel, and I'm at 160. So I relate with you guys there. We're totally struggling with getting the right beats there. But I allowed myself the grace to just like keep writing, keep pushing, and to plan on cutting down on the wordiness as I go through the revision portion of the story. And I have cut down on a lot of words, but I mean, still at 165 right now, so we'll see what the final drafts come out to. Let's push into our third writing sprint. Let's do it. And by the way, if you're hanging out here and you're not part of our Discord, go sign up, go join the Right Now Discord, link down in the YouTube description down below. Right now, we're doing a weekly writing challenge. If you want to be entered into the Hall of Epic Writers, you should participate. This is just a fun, low pressure, low stakes challenge that we're doing in our writing Discord. This week, the challenge is pitch us your next story idea. What is the coolest story idea that comes to mind? Was the craziest, the most clever? And then next week we'll vote on them and we'll see what favorite story ideas our community has. We have some really creative stories in the community. So go try out the weekly writer challenge. Let's see if you have what it takes to enter the Hall of Epic Writers. So definitely come try out our story challenge in the Discord. Hey, what's up, Emma? Hope the writing vibe is treating you well, my friend Emma, another awesome writer over here in the greater writing community. Hope all's well, Emma. Hopefully you've been making some really solid progress with your books. I know every single time I think of your novels, I always start thinking of Mr. Darcy. I start thinking I want some really comfortable, comfy cats with me. Man. Love, love, love. Such like a different vibe. I'm like, the part of the book I'm on is like really dark fantasy right now. All right, my friends, I appreciate you. Let's hop into the third writing sprint. I believe in us. We're going to try to get some more words in. Let's see, the last one we did was 30. Yes, I will push. We'll make this last sprint 35. We'll push this last sprint and try to see if we can get a couple more words in this time. This will be the longest sprint we have. And let's see what we see. We'll see what we accomplish. Oh, you just finished copy edits, which were horrific. Well, the fact that your copy edits were horrific just means that sounds like you did the right copy edits. Sounds like you're doing the right work. Yeah, copy edits are always an interesting one. I mean, we know copy edits are our big focus on grammar and sentence structure and punctuation, of course, and consistency. Well, glad you're able to make it through. I always ask myself, I'm like, oh, do I need to hire a copy editor? Like, we definitely don't want our readers to be like, okay, the grammar in this book sucks. All right, my friends. So let's do it. I believe in us. Let's push. We're going to do 35 minutes on the clock. We're going to push even more. Let's see. We'll go sprint 3 of 3. We're going to make sure we get in some solid words on this one. Let's get some words in. There we go. There's my banner motivation. All right. I believe in us, my friends. So whether you are writing, editing, revising, author branding, brainstorming, copy editing, or something else altogether, come join us because it's time to write now. All right, my friends. Glad I was able to make a little bit of progress that time. I'm glad I was able to push and get close to the transition for the next action beat. Um, yeah, that was really interesting. I wasn't expecting to have a Scarecrow Pebble moment, but I realized this is actually the first time that Scarecrow and Pebble have been alone. And wow, actually, I think it's the first time they've been alone since the village of cannibals. Actually, I don't think they've ever because they were always with others. This is the first real true moment where it's just Scarecrow and Pebble. Wow, I hadn't even planned that either. No wonder there. It felt like there was. It was it. It's like no wonder if like a moment had to come up. It's kind of a little bit of a heartwarming moment, but it doesn't go as far as I've done previously because they're kind of in a strange state. But I think it came out good. I think it came out clear because I needed to push both Pebble and Scarecrow's plot character development. Yeah, I actually like how that came out. And now we're about to transition into the trap. So much fun. By the way, I saw a couple of you guys hop in. Vamika, hopefully you're able to figure out your premise, my friend. I know such a journey trying to figure out premises. Ambrosia, I saw you hop in as well. James, welcome, welcome. I kind of got caught into that free ride at that last sprint, but that's unfortunately that's bringing us to the end of the stream today. So I was able to make it through a couple of writing sprints. I'm glad y'all were able to join me, but I have to get going. So make sure to come back and join us tomorrow for Writers Group, 4 Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern, where we are joined by writers in the community. Wednesday Night Writers Group is an open invite to all writers. So if you want to join us, whether you want to hop on stream or just come hang out in the comments, make sure to drop a comment, join us in the Discord, let us know, and I'll include you on the invite list. I know, Calvin, that was a long write. It's because I'm doing a little bit more developmental work, so I'm kind of back at the part of the book where it need a little bit more development, and I kind of get into the mode where I have to like finish beats when I'm working on them. This chapter in particular did need some revision work. I know I have a couple chapters on the back end of the book that needs a little bit of extra developmental love. So. But that's all that I got for you, my friends. Make sure that if you enjoyed the stream, tap that like button. Help us show the algorithm that writing streams are cool. But unfortunately, that brings us to the end of the stream. Don't forget, words are wind, but stories are forever. I'm Kaufman, and I'll catch you on the morrow. Stay creative, writers. Words are wind, but stories are forever. I'm Kaufman, and I'll catch you on the morrow. Stay creative, writers. It's time to write
now.
Sorry.
Right now, not right now, but right now. Read now, right now. Is that right?